Hi guys. Where does one start? I feel like I have so much to talk about and nothing at all. Today we're gonna be doing a little bit of a get ready with me, a little bit of a yap sesh, life updates, finding God, skin problems, boy problems, all of the above. How could one possibly tackle all of the above, you may ask? Well, girl, we about to find out. Oh, also apartment updates, that's another one. There's so much. There's so much to unpack that I was like, what should this week's video be? And it's funny, like I will have everything planned out and it will go completely the other way. Like this was not part of the plan. This was not part of the calendar listed videos that I have as my YouTube lineup. But this may be the most important, may be the most significant video that I'm putting out. I'm so sorry. First things first on the release. Where do we start? Where do we start in this yap sesh? I think it's appropriate and makes sense to obviously start with first and foremost, I'm in my new place and I'm so happy. I'm genuinely like so happy, but how could I not be happy? My place is literally something I've been dreaming about, what I feel like my whole life. From the closet, from the loft style, like just, it's my own little pookie palace. I wanted to get into a little deeper on how I found this place. I feel like a lot of questions came with me posting this place, which was a little nerve-wracking on my Instagram. Like it was blowing up and I was like, okay, I get it. And I knew that was gonna happen, but I just didn't know to the extent. So yeah, I have been apartment hunting for a while now. Me and Rach, my old roommate, decided that she was gonna move in with her man and I was gonna find a place of my own. I always knew that if we were to go our separate ways, that I would just get a place on my own, because finding a roommate situation just never, it wasn't in the cards for me. Apartment hunting was interesting. I found myself like on Zillow endlessly, like just trying to find something to click. I happened to be scrolling on Instagram one day and I saw this girl post the picture of her moving in this place, like no context, no caption or anything, just that she was like moving. I swiped up and I was like,
hey, like, where is this? I'm looking to move.
It not even dawning on me that like, okay, she's moving out, I can move into this place. It literally just asking for the vibes of the apartment because it's gorgeous. And she messages back,
hey, funny you say that because I'm actually looking for someone to take over my lease July 1st.
And I'm like,
okay, well, that's funny because I'm actually looking to move in somewhere July 1st.
Mind you, the girl that lived here before, she owns a vintage store in Miami. She's well known in Miami as like a stylist, and I do styling as a living as well. I was like, even if I just like connect with her, like that's like a really good person to have in Miami and to know in Miami and in the styling world. So, you know, even if all I get out of it is meeting her, like that's amazing, right? Literally went into it with no pressure, like just vibes. And so I happened to, because I've never met her before, mind you, like I've just been following her on Instagram because like once I moved here, I tried to find stylists in Miami and just kind of follow like what's the 411 going on. So then I scheduled my tour with her and we meet and everything, and I come into this place and I'm literally buzzing. I'm like, whoa, like this is amazing. Just like in complete awe at the place, like genuinely, because it gives that effect like even more in person than what it shows on camera. Like the feeling in this apartment is unmatched. I still was just like, okay, this is the first place I'm seeing. It was a big jump in like rent price to what I'm used to paying with obviously a roommate there, and then yada yada yada. So I end up booking with my realtor closer to look at other places around this area because I knew I wanted to stay around this area because Rach, old roomie, bestie, she is in this area. Which, okay, mind you, let's backtrack for just a second here. Not knowing where this place was and swiping up on her story, it happened to be one street over from Rachel's place that she's already found and signed and whatever. So when I came to tour this place, I like did a whole like walk around the neighborhood and walked to her place, and I was like, girl, this is insane that this place, to begin with, I had no idea what I was doing by swiping up and asking about it, that it was one street over from Bestie. Mind you, also across the street from my best friend's parents. What's funny is we all lived in the same neighborhood back where we first like started in Miami. Now we're back all in the same neighborhood. Like we're keeping the neighborhood close and together. So anyways, so yeah, so when I first like also had that on my belt of like, okay, I love this place. It's in the exact area I wanted to be. I'm just like, wow. Still trying to be open-minded and just see my other options out there. I went to go see places that were like, honestly, and that's what got me, was like not that much different in price, but a little bit lower and in this area, and it wasn't giving like at all. Like it was this small little 1-bedroom, this small little studio for a little bit less, and I was just like, girl, it's gonna give my small little mindset. Like it wasn't giving. Long story short with that is I really just figured it all out and we got it. And that's a long story short. Okay, another little side note, which is so crazy. So the one day I had happened to get to like on my route to work a little bit too early, and I happened to be passing like through the neighborhood. So I was like, well, I was not passing through the neighborhood, but I was close enough that I was like, okay, let me like, while I'm apartment hunting, let me just go look around this neighborhood. And this is before I even knew about this place, right? And it was a really rainy and like gross day, so I wasn't really gonna get out of my car or anything. I was just driving around this place. So when I was driving around, I happened to like drive in its roundabout to kind of take shelter from the rain and like give me a second to like decompress and like find like my footing of like where I was going next. And it's so crazy is when I turned into this place, this was the first place when I was looking that day, when I just happened to be driving around looking that day, that I wrote down and I was like, what's this? I want to live it. I want to live here. To the extent of I followed their Instagram page and DM'd them asking if there was any like apartments like available, which is so crazy because I had no idea that this was here. I had no, like it was like my brain, my body knew that it was home without even knowing it was home, which is just so weird. Like it's so weird how things are connected. Like the synchronicities in my life lately have been so like in sync that I'm like, what is going on? Just like such good vibes. And like also like when she was showing me this place and everything, like we had like our little talks and like just being like, I was telling her, I was like, yeah, I'm just kind of scared because like this is a big jump for me, like from what I'm just used to, like, but like mind you, I had a roommate, so that's also why it was like cheap or whatever. So in general, like living on your own is a big jump, but then like it just felt like a big jump because it was like this huge space. I just needed to like really like sit with it and be like, no, Abby, like this is your home. And it's crazy because when I was talking with her here, she was like, no, I just feel like when you upgrade your place, you upgrade your life, and like, you know, God is so good. And like when she said that and like referencing to God, which I already knew she was religious just kind of from her Instagram, it really made me like, okay, this is good. Like this is good vibes because like also I know who's living there before, like lived here before, and I know that it's a good creative mindset, good vibe, like girly pop. And what's even crazier, guys, sorry, I need to be doing my makeup. I really just got into that because like guys, like telling this story, I'm shook myself. But anyways, I move in here, right? I go to check my mailbox and I notice like I have old mail from her and old mail from one other person. And what's crazy is this other person is friends with like a really, really, really well-known influencer, and I have known of this girl. This is so crazy. Back when I first moved here, I used to see this girl's content a little bit like on TikTok, and I remember thinking to myself like, wow, I would love to live in an apartment like that one day. It's so crazy is, long story short, babe, I'm living in the exact apartment that I was talking about back when I saw her content 2 years ago and saying like, wow, I'd love to live in a place like that. Girl, I'm to that level, I'm living my dream. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not only is like I feel like my inner child, like this is something I've dreamed of living in this nice of a place, in this nice of a city, and like all of the vibes. It's like on top of that, it literally correlates with everything of like that's synchronized with this place. Like this place has been meant for me and I didn't even know it. You know what I'm saying? So when I had that like connection, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And then that was even more reassuring that I was like, oh, okay, this was meant for me. And like, this was literally God's plan without even me knowing. Like I can't even know why I need this apartment so much or why this is my apartment, but it is. It keeps showing more and more every day, and I can't wait to just keep like living in here and like just seeing like what more synchronicities add up with it and like what's to come from it, and just enjoy it, because I genuinely like it makes me so happy waking up here every day. And if I would have picked any of those apartments that I viewed after, I would not be in the same mindset that you see me here today. I'm just really grateful, and I wake up with so much gratitude, and even on my worst days, like I wake up with so much gratitude. And mind you, I've only been in here a month, okay? Mind you, I've only been in here a month, but it's been a great month. Me, a month ago, is a whole nother person, like genuinely. Only up from here, baby, so woohoo! That's the update with my apartment. Not for anything, but I found this blush on Poshmark. Right. On Poshmark. My mom, she always shops at Lancome. I would always get like the makeup that was just like the free little gifts, and one of it was like this blush in this color, and I remember being obsessed with it back when I had it. I found it on Poshmark and I ordered it, and like it's just like such a beautiful color. I don't know, it complements my skin so well. It just like brightens up my face, and I just love it. I found a gem. Like I'm literally like the Webkins guy. I found a gem. Okay, what else did I want to talk to you about? Oh, so going into religion, because whoa, scary, but like we were just kind of talking about it with the apartment, is I found God. Boom, mic drop. I kind of have been like keeping it in for a little bit of like sharing it with the world, because I was a little like, okay, let me navigate it myself first before I even speak it to others. And in general, it's scary like speaking that out to others based on like this world. It's scary, but grand scheme of things is we're not going to live in fear, and it's something that I'm learning and navigating every day, and I'm not perfect with that, but I also think that's something that's really good to, you know, talk about and like, you know, show people, because that's kind of how I was introduced to finding my religion and how I was introduced to God, or I should say reintroduced, because I did grow up a little bit religious and I was baptized and I went to church here and there, but not anything like crazy. And I don't think that either way, like you could still very much be close with Jesus and have a relationship with Jesus, and like you don't necessarily need to go to church, but I also think church is a really good thing, like for structure and to actually be like learning. And once you find the right one too, because there definitely are like weirdos out here, and like that's also what I feel like scared me away from like religion and church for so long, and it still kind of does, is because some of these people are in it for the wrong reasons, or like it's like scary like cult vibes, or it just is like weird. So you just have to be careful. I think though, like praising Jesus and finding those people, even if it is a little bit uncomfortable though, it is like such a beautiful thing. Obviously, like it's such a beautiful thing, so like don't steer away from it either. And like if you do go and it does feel like some kind of like weird vibes, like obviously like take it as it is, but you know, you're there for the right reasons, you know your own heart. And I think that's something that I had to like find on my own, which I definitely did, of like my relationship with Jesus and how, you know, come as you are. And I didn't never really knew like what that statement meant, but like now I truly understand that it's like, girl, come as you are, however you're dressed, however your mindset is, addictions that you have going on in your life currently, like whatever you have, like sins or not, flaws or not, like whatever, just come as you are, and it will like unfold and unravel from there. And that's truly how I went into it. Like I had met a friend here who was super religious, and she changed my whole perspective on like finding a relationship with God. Like it doesn't have to be like, oh, you have to become this perfect person. Like it's not, you don't have to go into it with any pressure. Like there's no need for you to have any pressure of like, oh, but I'm not this, but I'm not that. That doesn't matter at all in general, but or to God. Like that's not what he doesn't want you like just when you're perfect and like this like whatever. Like he wants you to come as whoever you are, and whatever you think is wrong with you or you're hurting or whatever, you come forward, you just start talking to him. You know, I think like I had a relationship with God And then I had my 2016 trauma, which is something I also want to talk about eventually. So I had my falling out with him, honestly, from 2016 to whenever I moved to Miami, pretty much. So 2016 to like 2024. Crazy. That's like 8 years. Finding him has been the most fulfilling thing, concept. I can't say person, like God is my everything. God is the reason I'm here. God is the reason I'm doing this. God is everything. He is my everything. I wouldn't feel as good as I do today if it wasn't for him. And I can't explain that. I couldn't even, like, mind you, I couldn't explain it to myself that I had fallen out of a relationship with him, like, let's say me 3-4 years ago, like me before Miami, because Miami's what really brought me to him. And like that's what I always say is like, if Miami's the only thing that I got out of Miami is finding God, then I'm blessed. Like then I'm thankful, then I'm grateful, because genuinely, like me before Miami, I was just doing like it was just me, right? And then I like came to my own conclusion. Why am I not feeling fulfilled? Why am I like just like, I'm just not happy, like fully, like nothing can fulfill you more than God can. It's crazy even hearing myself saying this stuff out loud, because I would have never believed myself. Like if I were to be talking to myself, like my old self, I would not be believing this, like, which is crazy, because now I'm here and I can preach like this way and I can say it like this way, because I also feel like there's probably other people out there that feel this way, that think that this is crazy, this is a hoax, this isn't like, what are you talking about, like whatever. But like when you come to your journey of actually finding him, and when you come to that journey of just like realizing what it's really about, and it's like I can't, and then like someone will say to me like, well, what's it really about? I can't give you that answer. And no one can give you that answer but yourself and your relationship with God. Like God can give you that answer. And that's why I don't want to ever pressure it on anyone, or that's why I don't want to ever like be like, yes, like whatever. Like I can say my story and my experience, but like to each their own. And I truly live by that. I'm literally so thankful and grateful for my relationship with God, and I have an amazing relationship with God. But you see me as a person, like, yes, I do all these things that may be considered sins, but it doesn't mean that I am not like holy and one with God and all the things. So it's like it's something I'm coming to terms with also talking about it too, because it is like a sacred thing. Like me and my relationship with God has been such, my steadiness in my life, my foundation in my life. Like recently, living in Miami and all this and that, and like even with this apartment, like that was like my relationship with God and like praying with him and all the things. So it's just like I want to keep that, like I wanted to keep that to myself, but I also feel like I need to preach it to some that like may need to hear it, that like it doesn't all look the same. Like everyone's relationship with God looks different, and how you go about your religion, like that can also look different. Like it's like it doesn't have to be like how humans made it seem out to be and look, and so that's why it's like it's nice to just hear it from like a low pressure standpoint, like like it doesn't have to be like this forced thing of like, yes, you need to go to church every Sunday or else God hates you. That's crazy. But do you know what I mean? Like that's kind of how I grew up, or like felt like in like that world, like in Ohio. But Miami's definitely opened me up to like a whole nother fresh set of eyes of like, it is not like that, girl. I feel like you just find it in your own way, and that's why I don't ever want to pressure anyone into it, because it's like, girl, like I can't even like explain to you, like I wasn't pressured into it. And that's the most best and beautiful way that I went about it. And it was the only way that I could go about it. Like there was no better way. I'm on my own little beautiful journey with that. And I will like keep you guys posted if you wanted to hear more about it. But I don't know. I'm just going to leave it at that and see how that sits with the world and see what you guys think. If you want to hear more though, let me know. Comment down below. Okay, I'm just like dotting all over my face. Right. I haven't been doing my makeup at my makeup table in like so long. Like especially at my old place, like all of a sudden it just came to the conclusion where I started doing my makeup in the car, and I'm kind of over that right now, because girl, like my seatbelt had makeup all over it, my clothes were getting makeup all over it. It was just a mess. But I live for the chaos. I do love a fast-paced environment. That's why I live in a big city. That's why like I look for like my work to be like a fast-paced environment. Like I love a fast-paced environment. Maybe not as fast as New York though. That's why I obviously chose Miami. Like I also like a quality of life and like I like my free time and everything. But I definitely do love a fast-paced environment. Like I love like the chaos of like go, go, go. And the other thing that I wanted to freaking talk about is my skin. I don't know if you guys have been noticing as I've been yapping, but I had this big contusion on my head. And you can see it like really when let's see. Oh, I should have moved that camera because this camera, I don't know if you can see it. My skin has been really, really bad, and honestly, it's from me picking. Like, girl, because my skin was really, really clear, and then I picked at it. So I think that's my addiction right now, and I genuinely have always been addicted to picking my skin, and it's like bad. Like, I don't really pick anything else. I sometimes like picking my nails, but not as bad as like some other people are. Like, it really doesn't. It's not really. I'm not really addicted to it. But as far as like my skin, I am addicted to it. So it's something that I'm trying to navigate and figure out what's the best way. I used to be addicted to sucking my thumb when I was growing up. Like I would suck my thumb till I think like I was 7, and eventually the dentist made me sleep with socks on my hands. So I put socks by my like counter to like insinuate that if I'm gonna look in the mirror, like put socks on my hands, because I just get lost in picking, and I'll like somehow trick myself into like picking my whole entire face, and then my face is beet red. And it's like, it's not even like, oh, it's just like a little picking. Like, no, girl, like if I were to take off this makeup right now, this little section is all red. Like, and it's like I'm picking. First of all, I pick until blood is drawn, for one. For two, I'll pick it again the next day. I'll pick the scalp. Like, I'm like at my face, and I'm finally at the point where I'm like, girl, your face is your sanctuary. Like, this is an important part of you. Like, let's not do that, okay? Because I feel like also my skin is getting more like where it's like not bouncing back as quick when I do this kind of stuff, like as if I was like a teenager. So I'm just like, okay, I need to be cautious. I'm causing permanent damage to my face. Like I need to like stop. When I don't pick my face, my skin just clears on its own, and there will be like pimples like that then I'll pick, and it will be like, it's a snowball effect. But if I were to just leave it alone, like I know it would just go away and die down. So everyone, please hold me accountable to not picking my face, because it's genuinely my #1 addiction. It's been my addiction like my whole life, and it ends today. And I'm so serious. Because I always say that too, like I'm done picking, and then like, girl, I get right back into it. But yeah, because also this big contusion that I have on my face, it would not be blown up as much as it is if I would have just left it alone. But I've been going ham on it, I'm not gonna lie. And I picked this morning. You know what? I'm confessing to you all now. I'm saying all my confessions. I'm putting them all out on the table. Tomorrow, I will not touch my face, okay? So that's the goal. That's pretty much all my life updates. I know I wanted to say that I wanted to get into like my love life, or like something with the boys that are like kind of circling in my life. First of all, it's not plural. Let me stop myself right there and act like it's that interesting. Let me stop right there. It's not plural. There's one man that's been circling around, and I don't think he's my hubby. I don't know. But he's an interesting human. I'm happy to like have had him around and like have met him, because he's a really interesting human and like cool and like motivating and like wow. But girl, I'm saying anything right now. But yeah. Okay, yeah, maybe I won't get into that. There's just not much to get into right now. Maybe that will be my next TED Talk, my next Get Ready With Me. That's pretty much that though. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming for the Get Ready With Me. I'm really just doing like a basic little daily makeup, nothing crazy. And then I have to do my hair. My hair is like crazy. I'm hoping to get my hair done tomorrow. I'm hoping to do a lot tomorrow and get my life back together with like beauty. I hope you enjoyed my Get Ready With Me. Stay tuned for next week. Love you.